Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Concepts of Commerce, your virtual learning platform for all the concepts relating to commerce. My name is Deepshikha Gandhi and the topic that I am taking for today's video is difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. So how these two branches of economics are different from each other, we are going to discuss today in the video. But before I start the video, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe because I keep on posting the revision questions on the channel and that are very useful for the quick revision of the basic concepts. So please subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified of all the posts and videos that I post on the channel. The first difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics can be how the words originated or how did we got these words. So talking about microeconomics, micro word comes from a Greek word micros that means individual or small in unit. So that means microeconomics studies individual unit or smaller units. Whereas when we say macroeconomics, the term macro here is taken from the Greek word macros. That means aggregates or large. So that means macroeconomics deals with the aggregates. Now, second point of distinction can be who developed these branches of economics. If we talk about microeconomics, it was developed by classical economist and neoclassical economist Adam Smith and Alfred Marshall, whereas macroeconomics was developed by J.M. Keynes. Major objective of microeconomics is to attain maximum satisfaction, whereas macroeconomics works toward full employment of resources in the economy. What does these branches of economics deals with or what comes under their scope? So microeconomics deals with individual demand, factor pricing, production, consumption, etc. So whenever the issue is of an individual product, individual factor, individual consumer, it comes under the scope of microeconomics. For example, if we have to decide about the pricing of any particular product, it will come under the scope of microeconomics. Similarly, factor pricing like wages, rent, all these come under the scope of microeconomics. Whereas aggregate issues like national income, employment, unemployment, general price level, poverty, money, etc., all of these will come under scope of macroeconomics. Next point of difference can be the basic meaning or definition of these branches of economics. So microeconomics can be defined as the branch of economics that deals with or that studies individual, firm, consumer, business unit, industry or family. So here we need to take note that when we say individual, that does not means a single person. That does not means an individual person all the time. It can be individual firm, it can be individual industry, it can be individual family, and it can be individual consumer as well. Whereas when we talk about macroeconomics, it studies the economy as a whole. Whether national or international issues, macroeconomics studies both. So that means when we are dealing with the economy as a whole, that becomes a part of study under macroeconomics. What is the other name that we know these branches of economics as? Microeconomics is also known as price theory because microeconomics helps us in determining prices by interaction of demand and supply. We all have studied in microeconomics that the point where demand and supply intersect each other, that is the equilibrium price of the economy. So since microeconomics is dealing with determination of price, it is also known as price theory. Whereas macroeconomics is known as aggregate theory or theory of aggregates because it helps us to determine income and employment with the help of aggregate supply. And also we study aggregates under macroeconomics, so that is why it is also known as theory of aggregates. Now coming to variables that we study under these branches of economics. So under microeconomics, we study individual variables like individual demand, individual supply, price of products, factor pricing, firm's revenue, firm's cost, etc. Whereas under macroeconomics, we study the variables like national income, unemployment rate, poverty, inflation, deflation, money, etc. Next point of difference can be the approach or strategy that is followed by these branches of economics. If we talk about microeconomics, it adopts or it uses bottom-up approach. That means it works at the bottom, that means at the individual level in the economy. But when we talk about macroeconomics, it works using top-to-down approach or strategy. That means it works at the top level, that means at the aggregate level in the economy. Now, lastly, the limitation of these branches of economics. Microeconomics has a major limitation that in every theory or in every concept, it assumes to have full employment in the economy. But we know full employment is only an imaginative word, only true in imaginations, but it is very impractical to suppose or to assume full employment in the economy in every particular theory. So its major assumption, that is full employment, serves as its major limitation also. Whereas under macroeconomics, the major limitation will be fallacy of composition. Now, what do we understand by fallacy of composition? That means macroeconomics tries to aggregate everything, whereas something that might be true at micro level might not hold true in case of aggregate also. Something that is true at micro level might not be true at macro level. हर वो चीज जो माइक्रो लेवल पर प्रिवेल करती है, it might change or it might be completely different when applied to a macro level. But that does not simply means that micro and macroeconomics are completely different from each other, because they are similar in some context to each other. Also, they are interdependent also. So that we are going to take up in the next video, how microeconomics and macroeconomics are connected to each other, or how micro and macroeconomics are interdependent on each other. So that was all for today. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like, share and comment. Stay tuned in for the next video. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not done till now. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Have a nice day.